Reversible Beanie Hat made with crochet diagonal line texture. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Purple Tulip Workshop, where you learn your stitches and stitch to create with love. I'm your host Shapra, and I'll be taking you through a series of videos on different types of stitches and projects. So for this project, we're going to be using a chunky yarn. We need cutting scissors, a locking pin, and I'm using a crochet aluminium hook of the size 5.5 mm, which is the same as size I9. So to make this hat, we're going to start off by making the band of the hat. I'm going to do my slip knot. And now we're going to do chain 6 plus 1. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to add one more. That's plus 1. Now we're going to be doing a single crochet on the top loops. So I'll insert my hook into the top loop, grab my yarn, and then I'll do my single crochet. And if you want to refer to my single crochet tutorials, then you can refer to it from the link above. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th one. I'm going to do chain 1. I'm going to turn our work around, and then we're going to work on the top loop over here. So I'll insert my hook into the top loop here, and over, pull through. So I'm going to be making a hat which will have the head circumference of the toddler. I'm making this for my daughter, so I've measured her head circumference today. It's coming somewhere around 19 inches. So I'm going to be making this band up till 19 inches. Now we're going to do chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work around. Then again we're going to work on the top loops. So I'm going to keep repeating this sequence of doing the single crochet up till the moment where the band length is somewhere around 19 inches. And I'm going to do chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work around again. Now I've finished the headband, and I've got this as 19 inches, and I've done somewhere around 59 rows to get to this length. Now I'm going to show you how to join both the ends of the band. So I'm going to get my hook into this loop. I'm going to show you how to join both the ends of the band and also concealing this tail part. So on this particular portion where we already have the running yarn, we're going to be inserting the hook underneath both the loops, both top and the bottom part of the loop. So the hook goes all the way through, and in the other end of the band we're going to be inserting the hook into the back loops that we have remaining, because initially we worked on the top loop, so we have these back loops left here. So we're going to be working on that, and we're also going to be weaving in, or more like crocheting in, the tail part as well. So I'm going to insert my hook into the back loop over here. Like this. And now I'm going to be holding this tail right at the top over the crochet edges, and I'll pull the yarn through. And we'll do single crochet. Now again, I'm going to insert the hook underneath both the loops on the front portion of the band here and into the back loop over here on the back portion, and then my yarn, the tail end would be over here, and I'll pull the original running yarn through and a single crochet. Now again, hook underneath both the loops, then hook into the back loop over here, this tail end falling right on top, yarn pulled through and single crochet. And now we're just going to do a slip stitch over here. So this locks up the stitches. So we have this tail end still left over here. We can actually just work it into, place it into our work and hide the yarn. Or if you want, you could just snip this off over here now. So you see, this portion that we just done, where we just joined both ends of the band, it looks similar to the work that we earlier on done. So it has the same texture over here. So now we're going to start on the main structure of the hat. We have already done 59 rows all the way around, and now we're going to be working on chain 3. And now we're going to be doing 59 double crochets. So each of the row will be counted as individual stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and on. And we're now going to be working around as 59 individual double crochets. So this is 1. And I'm going to hide the tail end and conceal it in my work. I've completed this row, the first row of double crochets, so I've done my 59 double crochets. Now I'm going to be locking this with a slip stitch, and we'll do chain 3. And now we're going to start working on the diagonal texture. So we'll be doing double crochet, that's 1 and 2. So next 2 double crochets in the next following stitches. So that's 1, that's 2, and now we'll be doing a front post double crochet on the initial chain that we did, chain 3. So we'll be doing a front post double crochet on this. So we'll bring our hook underneath this post, yarn over, and we'll pull onto the yarn a little bit. We'll do our double crochet now, like this. So we'll do, in the following next 3 stitches, we'll be doing a double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to be skipping the 2 double crochets from here, from the original first row. So 1 and 2, we'll skip this and we'll do a front post on this third double crochet. So it'll be yarn over and the hook will go underneath this post, and we'll pull onto the yarn a little bit, and then we'll do our double crochet. So you'll be able to see the diagonal front post forming now. Now we'll Now I've come to the nearly end of the second row, so I'm gonna do my last third double crochet here. And we'll be doing our front post on this post, skipping the 2, 1 and 2, and then doing third on this front post on this third post over here. So now we've completed the second row and we're just going to join the ends with a slip knot. Now we're going to do chain 3, and in the following 2 stitches we'll be doing 2 double crochets in each. And now we're going to be doing a front post double crochet into this diagonal front post that we had from the previous row. So we'll insert the hook in, pull onto the yarn a little bit, and there we go. So that's the starting of the third row, and we'll be doing 3 double crochets. So we'll be skipping this particular stitch where we already have the front post. So we'll be working on the 3 stitches just after that. So we'll be doing 3 double crochets in the following 3 stitches. And that's 3. And now we'll be doing a front post double crochet just on top of this post. So we'll be inserting the hook underneath the post over here, the front post here. And then we'll just pull the yarn through a little bit. And there we go. So we're going to just keep on continuing this sequence of the front 3 double crochets and then a front post just after that. And I'm gonna just pause my video now. I'll just do a few more rows until I get to the requirement of the hat height, and I'll just come back once I have some height onto this hat. I'm back. I've finished with 11 rows. So I've done 11 rows of this 3 double crochet and front post sequence. Now we're going to start reducing it. So in this next row, we're going to be doing 2 double crochets. So we'll be doing a double crochet in this first stitch. And into the third stitch. So we're going to skip the one in between. And now I'm going to do a front post double crochet, pull onto the yarn a little bit. Next we're going to do 2 double crochets, so the first double crochet would fall here. So I've come to the last section here. We're gonna do 2 double crochets, so this is the 1 and 2, and then we'll do the front post, double crochet, and now we're going to join these ends with a slip stitch. Now we're going to move on to the next round. So we're going to do chain 3. Now in this round we're going to be doing 1 double crochet. We're just reducing the end. So we're going to skip this stitch. We're going to go all the way through this stitch. And we're going to do 1 double crochet. And now, let's see. And then a front post, and then 1 double crochet and a front post, double crochet, and I'm going to continue this single double crochet and a single front post till the end of this round, and I'll just come back. Now I've come to the final end of this particular row, so we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then we'll do a front post, and then we're going to close this end. We're going to do a slip stitch like this. And now you can see how this curvature is going now. The hat is turning in over here. Now we're going to do chain 3. And this is going to be our final round. And for this final round, we're going to do double crochets all the way through. So I'm going to start with the center point over here. Over here more like. So we're going to do a double crochet and over here and over here. So I'm going to just complete this row with double crochets all the way through, and I'll just come back once I've completed this row. So I've come to the end of this round. I'm going to finish this with the last double crochet over here. Now we're going to do our slip stitch. Like this. So you can see how the top of the hat is shaping into the curvature inwards. Now I'm just going to lock this stitch. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull onto this yarn a little bit, because we're going to require this tail when we're going to sort of seal this top part. So we're going to be weaving that top part in with the darning needle. So I'm just pulling onto this yarn a little bit, snip this up, and just tug onto this. So this is now tight and closed. Now I'm going to get hold of my darning needle, and we're going to place in this yarn, and then we're going to weave in this yarn. So now I have the yarn in my darning needle, and now we're going to be weaving these stitches. So I'm going to put my needle in a form like this. So we'll just pick up the loops in the darning needle all the way through. I'm going to just complete this row, and I'll just come back. So we're going to just weave in from each loop. I'm gonna just bring in my darning needle and the yarn all the way through. So lift top, bottom, top, bottom. And we just come to the end over here. So this is the last stitch. Now if you see, if we pull onto this yarn, it closes up this big hole. So you see? What we can do is now we can either just go onto the wrong side of the hat, on the other side of the hat, and just place in a knot. But I don't want to place in a knot yet because I'm going to be adding a pom-pom here. So I'm going to just come back in a minute while I just get hold of my pom-pom. So here we are. I've just pulled onto yarn and I'm going to leave a little bit of a hole over here because I'm going to be using this hat in the reverse as well. And this hole is basically there so that if once I do attach my pom-pom, it can be reversed on both directions. So I have made this pom-pom earlier and I've got a video also updated. You can find that from the link above as to how to make these pom-pom by hand. So we're going to be placing in our pom-poms on both sides of the diameter. I'm going to just pull in the tail end of the pom-pom. So let's see, I've actually tied up the knot very close to the edge of the hat and the pom-pom is over here. I'm going to place in the double knots now. So I'm just going to use my hook to grab this yarn. So you can just have it like a loop, grab the yarn and bring it through this loop like this and pull onto it. So this is just at the edge of the hat. I'm going to do the same on the other end as well. Because it's nice and close to the hat, it will not wobble off. So you see? And now if I want to use the reverse side of this hat, we can do that. We're just going to turn our hat inside out. So you can use both sides of the hat and we can just reverse the pom-pom. Whenever you want to use this thicker diagonal lines or the thinner diagonal lines, you can just do that. So I'm going to bring the pom-pom back onto the other side. I'll be back in a minute. So here's the pom-pom out on the other end. Folding in the rib. So my daughter can actually wear it with the rib folding and it will be nice fitted hat. If she wants a beanie, then she can just open up the rib and it will just fall up like this. Okay, so now that we've placed in the knots over here really tightly, what I would do is I would not snip the yarn over here. I would actually just make sure that the length of this yarn is as the same as the pom-pom yarn. Then it will just sort of merge in. And we have another one over here. So I'll just sort of like just take the length of the pom-pom And I'll just snip this yarn as well, the tail end like this. Now you can't really tell that those were the tail ends. See? You can't tell that we have tails from the tying up of the pom-pom. So if you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel from the link below and click on to the bell icon for the latest updates. Take care for now. Bye bye.